In this video, we will show you how to replace your rear sway bar link on this Jeep Patriot. This is part of your rear suspension located under the rear of your vehicle. Let's get into it. Okay friend, let's get started on our job. I currently have the wheel off, but you do not need to have it removed to be able to remove the rear sway bar link. With that said, to remove the rear sway bar link up along the top of it, you're going to find that you have a 13mm headed mounting bolt that makes its way all the way down through here. Underneath, in between that lower control arm, is where you're going to find the next piece of mounting hardware. It's a 13mm mounting nut with a washer and a rubber bushing. I'll be using a 13mm up along the top here. Along the bottom, a 13mm as well. We can start removing the hardware. For that bushing, I'm just going to gently pry it out of place. Just have a lot of rust on this one in particular. As we start pulling this away, we're going to remove the washer and our bushing from this lower area. There's the washer, rubber bushing. Now to continue removing this, typically you're going to find that the sway bar link bolt that goes down and through this area is going to be stuck inside of this plastic portion. It's just a plastic spacer. We're going to have to break this free, so I'm going to hold it with some pliers and we'll continue on with our 13mm along the top, turning this counterclockwise to attempt to separate it. Now that I have some movement from here, I'm going to make my way back underneath and gently start tapping this up and out of position. Start removing that. Okay. There it is, friend. Prior to installation of our brand new sway bar link, I'm going to use a wire brush and clean my mounting surfaces. Clean that sway bar. Just make sure it's not rotted and weak. Same thing for the lower control arm. We'll clean the top area and then up inside the lower control arm as well. Now that we've cleaned and inspected one side of the vehicle, we need to go over to the other side of the vehicle and you're going to repeat this exact same process. We're going to have to be able to lift the sway bar up and down as necessary along each side for the installation process. Now after completing that, you can move the sway bar up and down as necessary. Now it's time to install our brand new rear sway bar link. I have it completely disassembled, so we have the entire smooth bolt area here. We have one of our bushings and a washer up along the top. The concave portion of the washer has to face towards the bushing. Looking at each of your bushings, you're also going to find that they have one little locating tab on only one side of the bushing. That locating tab needs to either face towards the sway bar or towards your lower control arm, depending on the placement. We'll start sliding this down and through. Now we can't go too far. It's time for another bushing. We'll slide that in. We have the locating tab facing towards the sway bar. Continuing on, we're going to install a washer with the concave portion facing towards the bushing and then our spacer. Slide that right on there. Now on the other side of the spacer, we're going to continue on with one of our concave washers. This one's going to be facing away from the spacer over towards where the next bushing will be, and the bushing will be placed facing down towards our control arm. Let's get this in place. We're aligning it with our control arm now. We'll start sliding it down and through, and we'll continue on inside of the lower control arm for our next couple pieces of hardware. Just a couple light tabs. We have our lower bushing, locating tab facing towards the control arm. Continue on with your concave washer and your mounting nut. As for the mounting nut, it is a locking nut. It can only go on one way. Now we're going to pause on one side of the vehicle, go over to the other side of the vehicle, and repeat this exact same process. Once you have both of your rear sway bar links in place, you can continue on snugging them up. Once you have the other side sway bar link in place, we're going to continue on tightening each of these. When you tighten them, we're not trying to tighten until it's completely bottomed out. We're paying attention to each one of our rubber bushings. When you go to tighten this, what we're paying attention for is the rubber bushing contact points. We need to make sure that each one of the bushings is touching up against our sway bar, up against the washers where they have their spacer, and also down at the control arm. When tightening this, they only need to touch, but not necessarily be squished down to the point they look like a flattened pancake. Otherwise, you're causing premature damage, and you're going to have to replace them sooner. Go ahead and start snugging this. Now, as you can tell when I was tightening that, we can see that the washers are bringing the bushings closer to the sway bar here and also down at that control arm. This side looks perfect. Take note of what you can see under here as far as threads coming out from underneath that mounting nut, and go over to the other side of the vehicle, repeat the exact same process, and attempt to tighten them in the exact same manner. After you've tightened both of your rear sway bar links, carefully make your way out from under the vehicle, take it for a road test, and listen for any odd noises. Aside from that, thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.